Hello everyone, welcome back to the Dumbass Podcast. I am Winter.
I am Zach, or Gold Pikmin.
And I am Glitchmaster Phase.
And today we're going to be talking about a subject that you'll probably notice by the length of the video. It's a lot longer than the first one. We're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, one of our favorite video game series of all time.
Most definitely. There's a lot to be talked about here.
Yeah.
This video game series has so much backstory and lore to it. You could make an entire novel based off of it.
Shit, you can make multiple novels. That crap would be longer than the dictionary. But yeah, there's a lot to be talked about. Should we start it off by game?
Like from the first game all the way to the most recent one?
Yeah.
Or are we doing this in chronological order?
Oh no, Zach, you're the main FNaF guy. What do you say about this?
So it's only like the first 4 games that are out of order, so if we go chronologically, dogs in the background.
Ignore those. That's Satan.
Or as he's known on Cringe Cluck, Royal Pain in the
Royal
Ass.
Pain in the Arse. Yes. Good callback there.
Anyway.
But, if we go chronologically, then there's not really much thinking we have to do. I already know the order the games go in on a timeline, so...
Oh yeah, let's just go ahead and do it chronologically.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that.
I'm the guy who made an entire recap. Hey, Nathaniel, did you see that recap video?
I didn't, but I will see it after we do this.
My god, it's so fucking funny.
I'm the only guy in the world who can summarize FNaF lore accurately, but also hilariously.
The Freddy Fazbear troll face. The Freddy Fazbear troll face will be in my nightmares forever, but that's a good thing. Anyways,
the name alone sounds terrifying.
Oh, it is in the best way possible.
So, FNaF timeline. From the very beginning, the first we have is FNaF 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There's some interesting stuff about FNaF 4 that we've uncovered quite a bit recently.
Yeah, so if anyone listening has been up to date on FNaF news, they may know that Scott's little semi-troll, but mostly just like apology Street Fighter parody game.
Yeah.
There's a secret boss that looks like the box that the main kid, who for now we'll call Evan because Scott still hasn't confirmed his name.
You think he would have by now, but no.
The secret boss looks like Evan's box.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the 2 locks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But FNaF 4 is all about living through Evan's psychedelic, schizophrenic nightmares.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying, to say the least.
I think over the course of the game, he was in a coma, wasn't he?
That's not really confirmed. It's
So it was just him sleeping.
It's debated what's actually happening. It could, like, the nightmares could be like hallucinations, or they could just be like these. They could be like the book animatronics, where like they're these just like smooth silver mannequins that just use illusion discs to make the appearance of a monster.
Yeah.
They could be real, they could be not. They could be made by William, or they could just be this kid's imagination, conjuring up something because he saw his sister die.
I don't know, the thought of them being like legitimately real and anyone could see them is absolutely terrifying to me.
It's also worth noting that I think it's safe to say at this point, I've talked about this with Logan a bit. I don't think it's like full on dead confirmed yet. I still have to find like the evidence to the claim, but people have claimed that it is confirmed that Elizabeth is the youngest of the 3 kids.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
So, yeah, this kid saw his little sister die, so it would make sense that he starts like envisioning animatronics as like these killer machines.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting that the way Circus Baby kills Elizabeth is with that claw that comes out of the stomach, which is probably why Nightmare Fredbear has the giant mouth across his stomach.
That is true. I never really thought about that.
Me neither.
That is a good point.
So, would either of you like to have any input on what you think might be happening in FNaF 4?
So, for me personally, it always, like, up until we got this, like, secret boss in Fury's Rage, it was just, everyone was always just, like, thinking about the box. And I feel like some people, like, kind of forgot about it. And now that we saw this, everyone's remembering it.
Yeah,
And, like,
I actually remembered the box like a couple days before
Yeah.
people found that boss, which another time I'm ahead of the curve.
Yeah, and there was other stuff in, like, the thing's head that was just, it was all reminiscent to FNaF 4.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't just the fact that the thing in the secret boss's head, it wasn't the fact that it just was objects from FNaF 4, but also the IV drip.
Yeah. That is true. There's a lot of mysteries to be had here.
See, a lot of that stuff is like, a lot of the stuff in that head you can refer to FNaF 4 like more towards the nightmares themselves. But the IV drip is like Evan himself, which is why I now believe that I was right in saying that he's coming back.
This kid definitely has to come back. I mean, he's an Afton, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Nathaniel, do you have any inputs on FNaF 4?
Not really, because a lot of the stuff you're referring to, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really?
Well, you know what?
That's fair.
I've lost interest in Five Nights at Freddy's because I got distracted with so many other topics throughout the years.
That's fair. The FNAF lore is a lot to keep up with. I will give you that.
Yeah, to be honest, I already had trouble with the main 4 games, and with all these other games, with this new Fury's Rage thing out, it's been scrambling my brain for years.
Yeah. I don't really blame you there. A lot of people fell out of FNAF, I think, at Sister Location, because like the sci-fi turn apparently some people didn't like. I don't know, personally Sister Location's my favorite one of all the games. So
yeah, Sister Location afterwards is also relatively easy to keep up with because at that point they kind of just happen in chronological order.
True, that is true. And then there's FNAF World that I think took a lot of people off of the series, which I don't get because I liked FNAF World personally.
Yeah, I 100%.
It definitely looks interesting.
I 100% completed FNAF World after Update 2 twice.
And then a lot of people that didn't even play it probably didn't even realize that there were at the I'm just gonna say it because if I don't know, slight spoilers, but at the end there was the teaser for Circus Baby. So a lot of people if they didn't see that, Sister Location would have seemed like it just came out of nowhere. So
yeah.
You know what's funny?
What?
When Sister Location was just coming out and just being teased, I had a brief YouTube comment argument with this guy who said it wasn't going to be a FNAF game and that it was a new thing, and I'm just wondering what the hell he thought when it.
Yeah, what's this guy thinking now?
This guy probably had no idea what he was talking about, and he just wanted to find something to argue about.
Probably knowing the internet, yeah.
I mean, once Funtime Freddy and Funtime Foxy got revealed, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, Funtime Freddy is one of the most terrifying abominations. I'll tell you that.
I'm not even joking. If Molten Freddy somehow is still alive, I'm going to just die because that's not
alright.
See, here's the thing, Nathaniel. I know since you admitted that you're not really up to date on FNAF lore, I want to tell you, in one of the newest FNAF stories called Count the Ways, it's revealed that Funtime Freddy is actually very sadistic, incredibly capable of various ways of murder, and is actually frighteningly intelligent.
Yeah. Also
Well, I mean-
huge. I will add that part too.
I mean, I've heard his voice. He has like the soul of a psychopath.
Yeah, but that
Yes.
amplifies when you read the story.
Count the Ways is, well, for one, Funtime Freddy is actually like legitimately intimidating, but the main key here is that it revealed that he's actually extremely intelligent.
Yeah.
That's something you wouldn't. A lot of people think Funtime Freddy is kind of like a goofball or an idiot who's just like malicious,
Yeah.
but no, he's actually incredibly
Yeah, that's not the
intelligent.
case at all. He's
He
quite
has-
terrifying.
He has extensive knowledge on various events in human history that probably
He shouldn't have access to that.
like, yeah.
That just shouldn't be a thing that he should have.
He knows how executions were in the French Revolution, and he also knows about like Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah. This guy literally knows every single way he can kill you. So, that's always fun.
So yeah, it's possible that all I'm saying is Scott has a very odd emphasis on Funtime Freddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, I'll bring this up real quick since we were talking about Count the Ways. The Fazbear Frights book series, I think, is one of the most interesting parts of FNAF for me personally right now, just because there's so much cool stuff that, like stuff that we've never seen before. Like, if you look at Fetch, there's, like, the connecting to the phone thing. We've never seen something like that before. I think that was, like, really cool.
Yeah, and it also revealed that Fazbear Entertainment is also typically ahead of its time in terms of technology.
Yeah. And it seemed to be, like, slightly, like, more international than I think we thought at first.
But yeah,
It introduced a lot
to,
more neater things.
back to FNAF 4.
Yeah.
As we all know, Evan eventually becomes the first major death of this series, being the bite of 83.
87.
83.
Oh, 83.
83.
Yeah,
Common
I get that
misconception
confused with
there.
87.
It is 83.
Yeah, the bite of 87 caused animatronics to not be allowed to walk around in the day anymore, which Fredbear did not do. So
Can I just
That-
point
how
out
does that-
that like that's a terrible idea anyways?
What kind of sense does that make?
That's like
Why didn't it affect it back in 83 when it affected back in 87, 4 years later?
just the thought of like animatronics being able to walk around anyways is just kind of fucking terrifying to me.
You know, like I can handle people in costumes. It's just the fact that there's just like a lifelike like robot moving around and greeting the guests. That's just unnatural, man.
Even with the springlock suits, who thought that was going to be a good idea?
Yeah, like who would sign up for that? Who would sign up to nearly kill themselves for children entertainment?
That is a metal suit you're wearing that can very easily kill you. Who thought this was a good idea?
Hold on. I can just imagine William going up to his employees and he's like, "I'll give you a raise if you wear this full body bear trap."
That's really what it is.
It's like in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 dialogue during one of the tapes, they flat out say, even if you simply breathe on the spring locks, they will trigger.
Who thought this was a good idea?
It's like, who are the people who work at Fazbear's Fright and Five? I forgot what the title was. Do the people working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza not know what they were doing?
I don't think
Were they
so,
high
no.
when they made the suits? Were they high?
Probably.
Anyway, after Evan falls victim to the bite, it is assumed that his body manages to live for a couple days before it eventually passes on.
Mhm.
Though, I will say, it is also possible, because jumping ahead a bit, in Pizzeria Simulator, there's a minigame called Midnight Motorist, and I believe that it depicts a member of the Afton family sneaking off into the woods, which I suspect is Evan.
It's a pretty good assumption there.
And I just want to say, dying is not the only way flatlining occurs. It also happens if you disconnect yourself from your heart monitor.
Yeah.
So it is possible that he didn't die, he purposefully disconnected himself.
I
and
said
just
I'm
ran
dying
off.
today. It's an inside joke.
Yeah, I sent a meme to Logan, and it's like, hospital exists, Evan. I said I'm dying today.
Yeah.
Wow.
God, if you guys could see the conversations me and Zach have, you would be, one, very concerned, two, just utterly confused.
Anyway.
But yeah.
I mean, you're talking to Logan. There's really nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. If you're talking to me, things are going to get chaotic really fast.
Okay, so on the FNaF timeline, the next major event would happen in 1985, that being the missing children's incident.
Yeah.
Everyone who's been a FNaF fan for more than 2 hours can probably tell you what the missing children's incident is. 5 kids got lured by William, and they got
slaughtered.
They got stabulated.
They fucking did.
And they were stuffed into outfits.
Suits, yeah.
Pretty fucking horrific.
So if we jump ahead to 1987, we have Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which sees Jeremy Fitzgerald trying to keep his own self alive in a place full of a ridiculous amount of walking robots.
Yeah. Quickly, I just have to bring this up. Who the hell approved Toy Chica? Alright, now moving on.
Yeah, like in the actual FNaF universe.
Who thought that was alright for kids?
Here's the thing. William and Henry run Fazbear Entertainment. Yeah. Which of the two made that blueprint?
That animatronic has distinct hips. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just not okay. But anyways,
really
moving to FNaF 2 in
a joke for the internet to enjoy.
I would also like to point out that before whoever made Toy Chica, I would also like to point out that technically, timeline speaking, before that, William also made Ballora, who is also not okay.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Kinda's got a bit of a distinct ass, so I don't know.
Ballora actually looks like a human woman, and
she looks like a fucking model.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So, in 1987, supposedly after the missing children's incident, it got Freddy Fazbear's, presumably the name of the toy animatronics place is Freddy Fazbear's Juniors.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people think the whole Juniors restaurant Midnight Motorist is.
True.
But either way, this is like the toy animatronics place. Supposedly it got shut down at the end of the same year that the missing children's incident took place, which was 1985. 2 years later, the place is reopening with the toy animatronics being introduced as presumably modeled after little action figures that they sold based on the girl in the playground, how she had them.
Yeah.
Which is probably why they're called the toys.
That would make sense, yeah.
So
I never thought of that, actually.
This is why I'm the main guy in this episode. So because I got all the knowledge.
Yeah, it's he's been on top of this ever since
Zach has been waiting for this episode.
Yes.
Yeah, he was very anxious.
So the toy animatronics are outfitted with security protocols that are able to recognize criminal faces by simply staring at people. However, it is later revealed that probably due to William's mad ramblings, he can't keep himself under control, and the toy animatronic's facial recognition slowly becomes corrupted, and they start to just stare at any adult blankly.
That's always fun.
Yeah, get stared at.
And according to the phone guy, he tells Jeremy that the place is also, even though it just opened, it's going into immediate lockdown because someone touched one of the yellow suits in the back that should not be touched, which we know is a spring lock suit.
Mm.
Whether it be the bear or the bunny, I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Anyway, so Jeremy has to survive not only the toy animatronics coming after him because they mistake him for a criminal because of their corrupted database, but also the originals coming back to life because the kids' souls are pretty much as persistent as William himself at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jeremy eventually gets given his last shift for a while, that being a birthday in the day, where he supposedly falls victim to the bite of 87 by Mangle.
Yeah. Fucking Mangle, man. I'll tell you.
Now, this is the part where I ask the two of you if you have any inputs on Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 has always stuck with me as being one of the scariest in the FNaF franchise, because, like, it's one of the ones that has just so much happening at once. Like, and, like, the marionette I was always really fond of, just because I thought that was really cool. I also love Withered Bonnie. He was my favorite in that game, just because, I don't know, the thought of an animatronic without a face is just really creepy. Plus, he was like the star in the trailer.
It's also funny you mentioned the marionette, because the marionette is actually possessed by Charlie Emily, who is Henry's daughter, and is also the secret sixth victim of the missing children's incident.
Yeah. I always thought the idea of the marionette was kind of cool. I don't know. I don't quite know why. I just thought the marionette was just really terrifying.
So, Nathaniel, do you have any thoughts?
I just never understood the whole fact, like, if the place was under lockdown because of a murder happened, why are you even there in the first place?
That's why we ask questions to answer. So, there was supposedly a murder, but, or at least that's what everyone thought. I think the lockdown is simply because someone touched the spring lock suits, and whoever is in charge of juniors, or whatever the toy animatronics place is called, presumably Henry's in charge of that location. He probably knows that William, who does have a track record of murder, is probably the only person who would dare be sane enough to touch one of them.
True.
So that's probably why he initiated a lockdown. And as for why Jeremy's there, that is also a good question, because even Phone Guy calls him up and is like, "What are you doing there, fam?"
Yeah, for real.
It's like, the place was locked down, at least for a while.
Well, what are you doing here? The place got shut down. Like, everyone's concerned. Like, why are you here? Like,
and I just love this.
Like, Jeremy, the 50 cents ain't worth it, man.
No, it really isn't. It's really worth your life.
I thought that was Mike that had that payment.
Anyway, there's also, speaking of Mike, there's also the seventh night where Fritz Smith, who I suspect is actually Michael Afton under a false alias, similar to how his father does.
Yeah.
His father goes by the alias of, like, Dave Millers or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is.
Hello there, old sport.
Oh God, we don't talk about that.
I'm sorry. I love that series. It was so ridiculous.
Day Shift at Freddy's.
This is a quote unquote serious show. All right.
It's a meme. It's a meme fest. I'll tell you that. But yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
But yeah, presumably Michael, under the alias of Fritz Smith, tampers with the animatronics, and I suspect that it is actually his attempt to try and free the kids' souls. However, he does this on his first day of working and gets kicked.
Damn. F in the chat, boys.
So, timeline speaking, next would come Five Nights at Freddy's 1, which follows Michael under kind of a more obvious, but also another alias, that being Mike Schmidt.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people theorize that because it's kind of obvious that one's a Michael alias, that Schmidt might actually be the maiden name of his mom, but that's just a little mini theory to throw in there.
True. You never know.
Yeah. Not to be related with the baseball player.
But, so yeah, Mike goes to the supposedly new location, but if you look around, it's very obvious that place is not at all kept well.
No, it's not.
But the old animatronics from the classic set got minus Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, of course, because they're just yikes. They got remodeled. Also, the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 animatronics, I just want to say, are the only animatronics for a long time to have no wait, what? They had a very defining feature.
Wasn't it something about the teeth?
Teeth?
I think it was, they were the only... Oh, I think I know what it was. The FNaF 1 animatronics are the only ones that don't have, upper teeth. They only have, lower.
That's what it was. Yeah. I remember
seeing
something about that recently.
I never thought of that until now. I was looking at that poster to make sure.
Oh, yeah, don't you have the poster?
Yeah.
You guys won't be able to see it, but he has, the
hang on.
poster.
It's very false advertising, by the way, because I couldn't even get past night 2, and I couldn't even get the first game, actually. Really? I don't know why I'm getting up. Yes, I only played the demo for the third game, and I couldn't get past the second night.
I've beaten all the main 5 and Pizzeria Simulator. I'm not even going to fuck with Ultimate Custom Night.
Yeah, no, that's just torture.
Isn't that 50-20 or something?
I did...
Yeah, 50-20.
I did play on my friend's PC. I did play it once, Ultimate Custom Night, just because I wanted to see Baby's jump scare. Because never got it in Sister Location. But my God, is that just the definition of anxiety?
Anyway, FNaF 1, yeah, Mike, he stays 5 to 6 nights, probably to gain a little money, because Michael's probably not doing too well at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not only that, but FNaF 1 also takes place, in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, late 80s.
Yeah, early 90s. I think it's 93 or 94. But
all the terrifying stuff in games and movies happen in the 80s and 90s.
I wonder why specifically those dates, though.
Because it's old, but not too old.
Nobody knows. Anyway, so after getting his money, Mike does the whole tampering game again, probably with the same goal to try and free the kids. But it doesn't end up working, and then he gets fired again.
Damn.
Yeah, for
another F in the chat, boys.
With the animatronics, general unprofessionalism, and apparently for smelling bad. But I think that's actually coming from the animatronics themselves, where the children were actually rotting from there, isn't it?
It's also possible that It's also possible that FNaF 1 actually does take place after his sister location, and the odor is because he's dead.
Yeah.
But I do think sister location probably takes place after FNaF 1.
Yeah. We'll probably never know for sure.
But either way, that FNaF 1 is kind of just a bland series of events. It's just Mike sitting in the same office for like a week straight just to try and get
some money.
Get some money and try and like tear those bad boys apart.
You do gotta respect that was the game that started it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you guys have any like thoughts on the lore?
Well, I remember when I first played it, like, I don't know, I thought there would be like, because of Golden Freddy and everything, like, I was always so confused about Golden Freddy, well, until, like, I figured more about it, obviously, but, like, I don't know, I remember seeing, the first time I saw Golden Freddy, it was one of the most terrifying things ever. I also like to remember the signs of the rules of what not to do. You gotta make sure just to not shit on the floor, man.
What?
Nothing.
That's one of the rules on the FNaF 1 poster is don't poop on the floor.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the place is meant for toddlers, after all.
I mean, I feel like that should be a given rule everywhere.
Another rule is don't touch Freddy.
Just don't touch him at all.
Don't touch.
Not like you could touch any of the other animatronics, just not Freddy.
Don't touch Freddy. He's got AIDS. I'm sorry.
That was a bit much, especially since it's a 13-year-old boy at that.
I mean, if our FNaF dub is anything to go by, if we're looking at that, it wouldn't be that far off. Don't watch the FNaF dub. I'm not gonna link it.
I'm sorry. I know I have to watch it because I got nothing better to do.
Well, yeah, you have to watch it.
Play my Xbox.
You have to watch it. I'm not gonna make everyone else watch it.
I just feel like a dumbass for not watching some of your videos because.
You're gonna feel like a dumbass after watching that video, so...
Dude, I don't even feel like a dumbass. I feel like a retard after watching some of your videos.
Don't say that! I can't bleep it, I won't remember. Don't say that word. I mean, I don't care, it's on my channel, but...
Retard just means to slow something down.
Stop it! Stop! Hush! Alright, back to FNaF. Anyway.
I mean... Okay, I'm just gonna say technically, yes, Nathaniel is right. It's just that the internet has turned it into an attack word, which has given it a very
I agree as well.
Of offensiveness.
I agree as well. Maybe in the future I'll monetize these and that'll slip past them.
But anyway, back to FNaF lore. After a period of 30 years in which pretty much nothing happens. During that 30 years, Michael would supposedly go down to sister location by the orders of his father. Mm-hmm. And we all know how that ends up. He tries... Technicians who were also on the scene with him end up getting hung. I want to make that very clear. The animatronics didn't just, like, stuff him in a suit or, like, just kill them. They were hung.
They hanged them.
Yeah.
Just, like
that's, like...
That is... Who...
That's fucked up.
Who designed these robots?
And another thing to note is that might actually end up... I'd like to point out that extensive knowledge on execution that Funtime Freddy has might have had a play in that.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. It's even more scary now. Oh god.
Anyway, Michael just screws around with the fun times, like shocking them, putting them back together, and also getting put in a springlock suit.
Yeah.
But he eventually ends up getting lured into the scooping room in which his organs are removed his organs are removed in a more violent version of the mummification process. And
you give me the one thing that could never kill anyone. Michael wants to know your location.
That
is a giant spoon.
Yeah, Rick and Morty goes on a rant about how a spoon could never kill anything, but Michael dies by what is essentially a giant spoon.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Anyway, so yeah, Michael gets lured into that room by Ennard, who is actually a conglomeration of all the fun times having been broken apart and having their pieces put together. Being led by Circus Baby, who J'accuse is actually Elizabeth, who is Michael's sister. And Elizabeth, probably not being able to recognize Michael, willingly killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we skip over FNaF 3?
No, FNaF 3 comes after Sister Location.
Okay, that's right. I'm out of the loop, alright? It's a little bit late.
Phone Guy said something about it. In the tapes, they said something about a sister location, didn't they?
Well, that refers to just another restaurant under the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so where this goes is, at the same time, William is also... It's unclear what exactly his plan was, but Shadow Freddy, who many people assume to be Evan in some form, but is not confirmed.
Yeah.
Shadow Freddy lures the main four of the classic animatronics away to the safe room, which causes them to bug out, which leads to William tearing them apart. The kids' spirits are finally able, with their cage broken, finally get to fly free and shove William. Well, he more or less... A lot of people say shove, but William willingly gets in the suit to try and...
Yeah, he put... Yeah, like... I understand what he was thinking, but I don't think that suit's going to protect you from a bunch of children ghosts.
Anyway, he puts on the suit and, whether it be like the breathing from his laughing or the water dripping down in the cracks of the roof, the spring locks go off and William dies for the first but not last time.
Yeah,
because he apparently survived that.
Yeah.
It's also, in the books, he also, before being turned into Springtrap, he also survived another spring lock incident.
Were you killed? Yes, but I lived. William Austin in a nutshell.
In one of the I think it's like one of the books, William like shows off his body and it's like covered in scars because of a spring lock incident.
Yeah.
It's unclear if that also translates to the games, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whether it be the first or second, he definitely didn't survive this one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after 30 years after FNaF 1, the events we've described with Sister Location and William dying, they could probably fit anywhere within that 30-year period, but probably on the earlier end. But at the end of those 30 years after FNaF 1, a random person goes to this Fazbear Fright location. It's probably Michael, because in Sister Location, Michael vows to go find his father.
Yeah.
And, well, that's what Springtrap is, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael goes to Fazbear Fright. Springtrap, or William, is put there. And the two kind of battle it out, sit and survive style for a while until the building catches fire. But neither of them die.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is a subplot to FNaF 3, and that's that the spirits of the children, the 6 children, were apparently trapped in these arcade machines, and Shadow Bonnie, who nobody knows who Shadow Bonnie is.
Yeah. Or as his actual name is.
No, you're doing You're doing it wrong. It's Rovos. Anyway,
Rovos Fox? That's his name?
The name's not that important.
Anyway, he was apparently...
I ran his real name through like a text-to-speech, and I mastered the pronunciation. But Shadow Bonnie was apparently... Shadow Bonnie was breaking through all the video games together, the kids together, while also helping Charlie. They gathered all the 6 children together, and they were finally able to meet peace and pass on.
Yeah.
Michael and William, who knows where they went for a while.
Yeah.
But next would come Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator, where Henry and Michael, they set up like this fake pizzeria as like a trap to lure Molten Freddy, who is the remains of Ennard after they kick Circus Baby out, Scrap Baby, which is what Baby or Elizabeth became afterwards.
Yeah.
William Afton, who's in Springtrap, who's like incredibly damaged at this point. He's actually missing his left arm. His left arm. He's missing his left arm.
Yeah.
And also Lefty, which is a machine that Henry made to lure the puppet because he knew Charlie possessed the puppet.
Yeah, Lefty, I heard was like, I never played Pizzeria Simulator, don't judge me, but I heard from one of you that Lefty was apparently has a very high risk output.
Oh yeah, Lefty is incredibly volatile and dangerous.
Yep, very much.
Yeah,
so.
it's apparently very easy to get a lawsuit with that character.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Buying Lefty is actually probably very crucial for getting the blacklist ending.
Yeah, Lefty is literally $5.
Lefty's $5 because no one wants it.
Man, still never got my jar of pickles, though.
Anyway, as Michael is trying to fend himself off from the animatronic circling a labyrinth to try and get him, which for some reason Henry decided it was a good idea to put vents into the place.
Yeah, totally.
But either way...
You need to breathe.
Either way, Henry is like, you thought it was Michael, but it was me, Henry. And he gives them all a big nasty spiel, roasts William to oblivion, to hell, both literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
And he sets the souls of Elizabeth, Charlie, and whatever the hell is keeping Molten Freddy alive free.
Yeah.
It's unclear how exactly Molten Freddy functions.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a head in a big old pile of wires, pretty much, so...
Yeah.
Not only is he in a state where he should not be able to move, but also, like, what is fueling him?
Yeah.
That's a very good question.
Determination.
Anyway, they all get... And then, sound effect trademarked.
They what? What did they do?
They all get freed. William goes to hell. Everyone else, yay heaven, including Henry and Michael. Pretty much everyone we know is dead at this point.
Yeah.
But so you wouldn't think the series would be able to go on, but there is still a way.
How are they keeping it going?
Finds a way.
But before we take the next big discussion break, we got to quickly talk about Ultimate Custom Night. Mm-hmm. So
there is lore there.
That is
lore and one of the hardest game modes ever made.
Yeah, absolutely hell. But
literally,
can we get on with it?
I'm trying to. Cassidy, who is one of William's victims and is also the saltiest, she drags William to hell and basically tortures him in a purgatory for all eternity.
I'm going to kill you and then kill you again.
Kill you again.
Yeah.
Ultimate Custom Night in a nutshell. You're an OG if you get that reference.
That quote... Hold on, no, because because that joke comes from someone who took like a clip of like a Sonic fan dub of Eggman saying that and put it on Golden Freddy saying that to William. And I just want to say that video has no right being as accurate as it is.
Yeah, that clip can
I need
sum
to
up the
see
whole
that
thing.
clip. That sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
I'll link it to you on Discord after this. But
Okay.
so another thing to talk about is how Cassidy is like so pent on revenge that even one of her own creations tells her, "Hey, maybe you should chill out." But she's like, "Nah, bruh." Anyway,
Yeah, I want to do this.
Anyway, there's also these two like parody anime things.
Oh god. Yeah.
There's the very weird high school Toy Chica one, which is a reference to William luring the kids away to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also the Bear of Vengeance, which is a reference of Henry continuously pursuing to try and end William, but it always failing.
Yeah. I feel like not everyone picked up on that when they first saw him. To be fair, I feel like everyone was just kind of like, what the fuck, when they first saw him, so that's fair.
Yeah, that's like, what?
Not what I expected, exactly.
Anyway,
What anime in my FNaF game?
Anyway, why is there a Blue Eyes White Dragon in my Uno deck? Anyway, on to that big discussion break I'm taking. Mm-hmm. Now that we know basically everything from Evan dying to pretty much everyone dying, I guess it's time to take a little discussion break and try and get your guys' thoughts on, anything really.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys have to say?
Nathaniel, I'll let you go first this time.
Well,
I'll put the spotlight on you.
Alright then. After all these years of watching game theory, after this discussion, my mind has never been blown in my entire life. Like, it's not even a nuclear blast. It's like the entire world exploding at the speed of light, and every single molecule in your body just everywhere and nowhere. It's just everything I thought I knew about the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise was a lie. That whole Chuck E. Cheese thing, that was a hoax, man. That was just a huge hoax.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people
and anything like that would have been a huge coincidence or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just so shocked at how much lore that one single game can have.
For me, personally, the ending cutscene for, Pizzeria Simulator.
Golden Freddy mode?
Huh?
That's this location. Yeah. Never mind.
Where, he frees all the souls. I don't know. For me, personally, that was just, an extremely powerful moment in that game.
Oh, absolutely. It's just unfortunate that it got memed to shit.
Yeah.
It got memed?
I did see one, legitimately really good animation that, everyone was commenting, this should be in the game, because it showed it exactly, and it, just made you feel that much more, emotion about it, especially, the part with my daughter, if you can hear this, I couldn't save you before, so let me save you now. Yeah, that part really got me.
Your first time seeing the ending of Pizzeria Simulator, Henry apologizing to Charlie for being unable to protect her, that will strike you like a Excalibur to the heart.
It made me cry when I first seen it. I'm gonna tell you that much. I get emotional over stuff. If you guys haven't figured that out. Soon.
Pizzeria Simulator's free, pal.
Yeah, play it.
It is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why haven't I known this earlier?
I don't know.
It's
wasted.
You got some stuff to do.
I don't even feel like a dumbass anymore. I feel fucking brain dead now. Why haven't I learned this earlier?
Well, you know now.
Pizzeria Simulator is free on Steam. Go download it. Anyway.
Do it.
Anyway.
Scott, promote the podcast.
Anyway. Hit us up. We can make Terrors an official series.
Hell yeah. No one knows what the hell we're talking about.
Hang loose, pal.
So we've hit the ending of this timeline was very powerful.
Yes.
Most definitely. Like, it really, like, hit you hard if you've been there the whole time. Even if you haven't been there the whole time, like, playing that, like, it's emotional.
It started and ended all the same way. Very powerful.
I really didn't expect that out of a... Like, I'm not trying to say this in a negative way, but I didn't expect a cry from a FNaF game.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll say it again. Henry apologizing to Charlie will just destroy you.
It really did. Like, I was thinking about that, like, the night, like, after I played that, I was like, damn. That's like... Damn. It really pulls out your heartstrings there.
Anyway, so with everyone we know being dead, you would think...
well, I guess that wraps up FNaF, but no.
Nope. And before we go on to FNaF Chapter 2 here...
That's totally what it is, too.
Can we get a quick time check?
We have been... It is currently 10:06. We've been going for 51 minutes and 30 seconds and counting.
Wow.
We don't have that much more to talk about since there's not everything we know about Security Breach.
Yeah. Even though Mr. FNaF over there, he apparently predicted it.
I mean, shit, he did.
No, hold on. We're going to get to this when we get to it. But, so, with everyone we know being dead, you'd think, oh, well, that's the end of it. But no, Scott had to go pull FNaF Chapter 2 on us.
Yeah.
And he released Help Wanted, which was originally VR, then it became flat for all PC gamers, then came a mobile port. Anyway.
It's been everywhere.
Anyway, so... FNaF Help Wanted tells the story of this random individual who is partaking of the Fazbear Virtual Experience, which is a virtual reality game that kind of takes in it. The way they made that game is by scanning circuit boards and memory boards from like animatronics and stuff and like various blueprints, and they like... The game kind of built itself, and that created things from like FNaF 1 all the way up till its sister location, including the nightmares, which makes no damn sense.
Yeah,
because think about it. If those animatronics were originally supposed to be nightmares, how are they able to get into the VR experience?
You're like, how has anyone else seen these?
What did they read the child's mind or something?
That's what we're trying to figure out here.
Here's the thing: the nightmares have no business being in the virtual reality game because they scanned memory boards. If this kid, they're called nightmares. This kid saw them in his mind. What memory is there to scan?
Yeah, it's something that makes you think. Like, going off of that, we shouldn't be able to see these in the VR game. Like,
again, we'll get back to this, but the game tells the story of someone who goes through this virtual reality experience. They end up snooping around and finding tapes, which has this girl tell a story about a horrific office incident involving another guy named Jeremy, which is like there's like 3 people named Jeremy now. There's like their night guard, there's that office worker, and there's the dead kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. 3 Jeremys in the span of a few games. Wow.
Anyway, maybe Office Jeremy is the same guy as Night Guard Jeremy. Don't know. We're not gonna try to solve that one.
Yeah.
Until like the next episode.
The guy, whoever this supposed virtual explorer is, puts tapes together which piece together this incredibly freaky looking thing named Glitch Trap. And just by that name alone, you can probably tell that it's connected to William somehow, even though William is actually 100% for sure dead.
Yeah. You just can't keep a bad guy down.
Yeah.
Anyway, Glitch Trap supposedly tries to take over the mind of this individual, and there's also the Curse of Dreadbear DLC of Help Wanted, which, while mostly non-canon,
reveals a very significant plot point.
There is one important detail. Yeah. By breaking the limits of Corn Maze, you can find a mask of someone named Vanny, who is a follower of Glitch Trap.
I've heard of her.
Now,
you're going to hear of her a lot more.
Because of this, I theorize that this supposed virtual explorer is actually Vanny trying to purposefully put Glitch Trap together so she can free him from that game and he can tell her what to do.
Mm-hmm. In the words of the internet, she's kind of a simp.
Don't do
Moving past that.
Don't do that. Anyway,
don't give the internet ideas.
Her loyalty, the internet already had those ideas. I've seen horrible things.
You can't Google FNaF without save search on.
And even then, not exactly reliable.
No, really not.
You'll see a lot. Like, in the words...
Don't you say that word.
Don't do it.
No, in the words of Pinhead, we have such sights to show you.
I don't want to see them.
Anyway... I mean... Can I please?
Go ahead.
Yes, go.
Anyway, Vanny's loyalty is questionable because she's called a reluctant follower.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that's the last game that got officially released, and right now we're on the road to Security Breach, which is a game about a little kid named Gregory who looks oddly like Evan.
Yeah.
And
oddly.
And a little too much.
A night guard named Vanessa who has literal yellow hair, which I would also like to point out is the hair color that Henry's wife had. Just putting that out there. Anyway. And also, Glitch Trap and Vanny are running a whole murder show, taking over the animatronics and the Pizzaplex Mega Mall thing.
The biggest FNaF location we've ever had.
Yeah.
I bet.
Security Breach is going to, change FNaF forever, because this shit's going to be free roam, so...
Yeah. Anyway, this is where we get to the speculation era and where my time to really shine comes in.
All right.
So we already talked about that secret boss in Fury's Rage that looks like Evan's box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have also... December 2020, we're going to start there. I have been thinking about how it was so odd that Evan, a member of the Afton family who are immortal, and the main characters of the franchise, FNaF is literally the Afton story, has never come back.
It's a bit odd.
I never thought of that. How is he the only one to be killed while everybody else didn't die?
That's what this whole thing is about, man.
It's not like his body was too damaged either. If anything, he got the least damaged.
Yeah. Scott, anyway, what are you doing with this kid, man?
Phrasing.
Shit.
Was this one actually mortal?
We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Anyway.
Yeah, let's...
Evan Evan, we're gonna get to this. So I started piecing together strings of evidence that led me to believe that Evan would come back as early as the very beginning of 2021. Anyway, now this evidence includes the fact that pretty much every game since FNaF 4 has hinted at this kid's return.
Yeah.
Sister location showed that the underground facility was connected to his house and that there were cameras in his bedroom. Pizzeria Simulator, for being a game revolving around tying up loose ends, had no trace of this kid at all. Nothing.
Seems a bit odd.
I would also like to point out that the scraps are kind of nightmarish, but that's more or less just a ha-ha coincidence.
Yeah.
We all know Scott don't do coincidences, but I honestly think this one's just...
It could just be a red herring.
Yeah.
Anyway, Help Wanted, as we've already established, the nightmares are all over that shit, and the nightmares are all over that game, and they do not have any reason to be there.
Yeah.
They're nightmares, for fuck's sake.
For real.
So that led me to believe that this kid was coming back, and I believed this for a good solid while. Eventually, the Security Breach official trailer came out, and there was the surprise nightmarish arm thing at the end. And that hyped me up for a good while.
Yeah, I remember.
And the reason why I mostly didn't fall for the whole, that's going to be Glitch Trap, putting a new body together using pieces of other animatronics. The reason I didn't fall for that so much is because I remembered Vanessa in the trailer saying, there is more going on here than you realize.
Yeah.
And I think it's safe to say that Gregory has a pretty good damn idea about the things coming to murder him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And
plausible.
Eventually, as more stuff got revealed, my hopes for Evan returning in Security Breach did kind of die down. But then Scott had to pull a ha-ha and release that Fury Rage boss, and I was like, okay, this is the game
thought
we're playing.
wrong.
So, yeah, with the latest FNaF drop being designed after Evan's box, which I would like to point out that going to the book lore, in the books, when Charlie was murdered, she was put in a very similar box.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this new boss designed around Evan's box, that led me to believe that not only is it pretty much 100% confirmed that this kid's got to come back at some point, but Security Breach will likely see it.
Yeah. There's also Into Madness, which we literally know zero things about other than the title. For all we know, that could be Evan's game.
I am 100% certain Evan's got to play a role in Into Madness.
Yeah.
But anyway, the reason why I led the discussion today, one, because I'm the one who has the encyclopedic knowledge here, and two, I was the one who actually predicted this. I predicted months ahead that this kid was going to come back, and the latest FNaF drop with this secret boss has done nothing but prove me 100% right.
You're right. You have every right to be happy about this because, like you said, you've been saying this from, back from the beginning, and then you finally got enough proof. So, shit, I'm convinced, so.
So anyway, with all that evidence on the table, what are your two thoughts?
Shit, man, I got too many thoughts about this. One of my main things is if Evan's returning, what the hell is he gonna look like? How terrifying is this kid gonna be? I know we've talked about this quite a bit. Is he gonna be some Mr. X abomination?
Yeah, Like, is he gonna be the secret mastermind, or is he gonna pull a Mr. X and Nemesis and chase you throughout the latter half of the game?
Yeah. He could be like the final boss. Like, you don't know. I remember we talked about this in the FNaF video on Cringe O'Clock, but I'll go ahead and say it a little bit here. I had a theory that maybe Vanny is somehow related to Gregory. That was just a theory I had, and maybe, like, that's, like, also, well, the fact that Vanny's trying to fucking kill him, that would be pretty terrifying, but maybe, like, the fact that, like, adds it more, and, like, because maybe it's, like, he saw her without her mask on, and maybe that's, like, I don't know, like his mom or something. I'm just throwing that out there.
Anyway, Nathaniel, I know you're not exactly up to date on FNaF lore, and all of this is blowing your mind more than Mr. Monk's shit nukes. But
oh god, yeah.
Can you give some thoughts?
He's so fucking confused.
I only have 4 words to say. What the actual fuck?
Pretty fair response. I'll give you that. Pretty fair.
What else do you want me to say, audience? What else do you want me to say?
Oh, no, that's pretty fair.
This is ridiculous. This is
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure the audience had your input, because, like, you're here, you deserve to have a say in the discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really all I have to say, because there's just so much shit going on.
Well,
yeah.
If that's what you have to say, then that's fair enough. You've said it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, I have basically predicted FNaF lore. I know for certain this kid has to be coming back. You cannot deny it at this point. I predicted that.
Yeah.
And I'm also willing to bet that he's probably going to play a role in Security Breach as a secret character.
And if for some reason he's not absolutely in the madness, it's got to be, like, his main focal point. So, but we know 0 things about that other than the name.
But
another thing we don't know is, what is this kid's personality like?
Yeah. It terrifies me to think about it, because me and Zach have talked quite a bit about possibilities here, and this kid might be one of the most terrifying things we've ever seen, ever.
He could be the last hope for humanity, or the worst thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
So let's go over the clues. We know he hates animatronics. He's probably not afraid of them anymore, but he probably hates them.
Yeah, that's fair to assume.
He probably hates them. As a kid, he had a tendency to wander off and generally preferred to be alone, so he's kind of a lone wolf kind of guy.
Yeah.
And what we don't know is the main question here: how much does he value other people's lives?
Something tells me not much, but I'll know. I definitely don't think he's going to be a nice guy to be around. I can say that. I don't know, though. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, because, like, it's possible that he's the very aggressive voice in the Sister Location trailer. Yeah. No, I've done that again. Security Breach trailer. I've messed that up twice.
So what did you say, Sister Location?
Yes.
I didn't even notice.
I've messed that up twice now, because in the in our discussion video on Cringe O'Clock, you put a little asterisk correcting me.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, people know what you're talking about anyway, so.
Anyway, it's not my fault they both start with S, okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, in the Security Breach trailer, it's possible Evan's the very aggressive voice, but it's also possible that it's just Glitch Trap talking through Montgomery Gator.
Yeah, that's what people were just starting to realize, but, like, there's no way you can prove that. There's no way you can prove it's not Evan.
Nathaniel's over there having an existential crisis listening to all this information.
Yeah, pretty much. When we're done here, his mind is legitimately good. His head's gonna explode.
His brain is going to start sliming out of his ears.
Yeah. And then we're not gonna cover this now, but then don't forget the FNaF movie has started filming. So that's another thing. That's a whole nother thing.
Nathaniel, are you doing all right over there?
I think he's slowly dying. Nate,
Could you just give us some input?
You're talking to the dead, Zach.
damn.
Well, you're talking to the dead by talking to me. We're not going to talk about that. Anyway.
Damn,
So,
I'm dead inside too.
Anyway, so yeah, we don't really know what this kid's personality is going to be. It's probably going to be something very aggressive and threatening.
Most likely,
and
yeah.
It's also worth noting that assuming he is this, it's very likely that if he is in a security breach, that he's the thing Vanessa is referring to when she says there's more going on here, which implies that she knows he's there.
Yeah, which is also terrifying.
Which makes me question how. How does she know he's there?
Yeah.
What kind of connection have they had? Have they talked before?
Yeah.
Is he secretly the owner of this location?
Oh my god. We're opening up too many books here.
Another thing to note is that there was a very odd feminine voice in one of the, teaser panning shots.
Yeah.
So it's also possible that we might finally get some information on the mom of the family who has no trace of existence.
Yeah, I mean, at least Evans, we know he exists. Evan
at least had one game.
The mom has literally jack shit, so...
No references in any books, no names, no descriptions of appearances.
Yeah. I kind of hope that was an allude to the mom in those panning shots, because, I mean, hey, we talk about Evan a lot, because he deserves it, but, the mom has nothing. So...
We don't even have, we don't have an idea on what she looks like. It just...
Most people just assume she looks like a adult Elizabeth, which fair.
Yeah, that's
considering the two boys take after their father in appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it seems plausible.
Reasonable enough. We don't have anything else to go by, so.
Another weird thing to note is that Evan's eyes are black, which is not natural.
No, that doesn't seem right.
I'm not talking like Golden Freddy, where it's black with the white people. I mean, just his irises are black, which is not a natural eye color.
No, not really. No.
Yeah, that's not really possible.
Be kind of cool.
Anyway, yeah, we don't know what this kid's personality is like. Recently, I kind of found evidence to point towards the fact that he might be a bit of a pyromaniac arsonist kind of guy, but that's just a little mini theory.
Fire is fun, guys. Don't play with it, kids.
You will die.
Yeah.
I made that.
We're
I made
professional
that
idiots.
times.
Where's Ethan with the disclaimer song?
Yes.
Who?
Ethan, Crank Gameplays.
How dare you not know what we're talking? I don't care.
I forgot who you're talking about.
Unis Honest. I cry every time.
I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, Ethan, Crank Gameplays.
The
Where's him with the
crankiest
disclaimer?
guy around.
Anyway, so yeah, Evan is pretty much guaranteed to return at some point. Probably security breach.
He's definitely going to return. I think we can all agree on that.
Probably in security breach. He's probably going to play some kind of role. And there's also some evidence to point towards the fact that we may even finally see a hint of the mom.
Yeah.
We know we don't have any, like, Evan's name is not even confirmed. We just call him Evan because that's the closest thing we have to a confirmation right now.
Yeah.
Because in one of the books, there's another character named Michael. Obviously, it's not Michael Afton, but it's a dude named Michael. And he has a brother named Evan, so a lot of people think that
must be the kid.
A lot of people think that might be the kid, but not confirmed. But, like, we don't even have a confirmed name for Evan. We kind of go by an implied name.
Yeah.
But the mom
Before
doesn't
it was
even
Evan,
have
it was Chris,
that.
so...
Yeah, before Evan, it was Chris. For some reason, I have no idea where that came from.
I don't know. I think that was a fan thing, honestly.
I think that was just a common name.
No, I know where it comes from. There was a very popular animation of the Bite of 83. The kid was called Chris, and Michael, before we knew his name, was called Terrence.
Well, I guess that's where it's from, then.
Terrence.
Terrence, that's such an unthreatening name. I'm sorry for all the Terrences out there.
Anyway, so yeah, we only go by implied names for this kid, but the mom doesn't even have that.
Yeah.
She literally has no trace.
All we know is just mom.
It's like
all we know is that the 3 Afton kids were birthed by her. That's all we know.
We know there has to be a mom. We just don't know anything else other than that.
Yeah, I mean, where are the kids gonna come from in the first place? Huh? Kids gotta come from somewhere.
Yeah, we know she's gotta exist, so.
Yeah, and they're too much like William to be adopted.
Yeah. I feel like that majorly wraps it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, for the most part, that's kind of the end of the discussion. We kind of went over the FNaF lore a bit, kind of loosely, because we were kind of on a time crunch.
We've been gone for an hour and 17 minutes.
Even though it only took me like 13 minutes to basically run everything down in detail in that one video.
We kind of ended up trailing off sometimes.
Well, this is a podcast. It's supposed to be a bit longer. You're supposed to ramble in a podcast.
And it's always feel free to add some comedy in there while you're at it.
Yeah. I mean, this is on my channel, for crying out loud. It's gonna be dumb.
Yeah, it's all about random stupidity.
It's a different topic every week.
And anyway, shut up.
So, all in all, we've led up to right now. Security breach is coming. The new date is late 2021, which, technically speaking, if you want to be accurate, is October, November, and December. Those 3 months.
Yeah.
No, wait. Late include September, because late, mid, and early, there's thirds, so 4 months. September, October, November, December.
It's gonna come out on my birthday or some shit.
I was gonna say if it came out on my birthday, I was gonna die.
We're we're only 6 days apart, so.
Yeah. Fun fact for all you listening: me and Logan were literally born. He was born 6 days after I was. Small world.
Yeah. Really small world, and we also live 5 minutes away from each other, so very small world there.
Nathaniel was born in like June of the. It's June, right?
No,
it's
May actually.
May.
I only know it's May because I edited his birthday video.
It's fine.
Nathaniel was born like May the following year, which was 2003. Me and Logan were born in 2002.
I will add that Nate has the most facial hair out of the 3 of us, and he's younger than us. So just throwing that out there.
If I were to make a good logical guess, I assume that puberty hit me earlier.
I don't know. Maybe it's just something with the genes. Probably puberty. Yeah, you're probably right about that. But that's a topic for another day.
people are also just different.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so I essentially predicted that this kid would come back.
Yeah.
And I've basically been proven right at this point.
Yeah. He's definitely coming back.
But who knows? Scott Cawthon might actually throw a curveball and screw us over.
I wouldn't be surprised knowing Scott.
But yeah, I've been theorizing since December.
Mm-hmm.
And this stuff, like the security breach trailer and the secret boss, have only come out like within the past couple months.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, Nathaniel, what were you talking about?
I wasn't saying anything.
I do have a question I want to ask you. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
What do you mean? Just go ask your question.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. I do have a question I want to ask you guys before we wrap up here. It's very important. Who is your guys' favorite animatronic throughout the entire franchise? You have to pick a favorite. You already know who mine is because I said it in this, and y'all already probably know. So mine is Circus Baby.
Yeah, his is Circus Baby. My favorite animatronic.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's a tough one because
at least one of your top favorites, but only say one.
One of my top favorites, I would have to say.
And why? I just want to know why. Just curious.
I'd have to say Shadow Freddy, mostly because he's just so mysterious. I like it. He also has very weird powers. He can basically appear and disappear at will. And also, in Pizzeria Simulator, it also implies that he has the ability to appear in multiple places at the same time.
That is true. What about you, Nate?
Foxy.
Just standard Foxy?
It usually depends on either one, but if I were to choose one, definitely the first one. First Foxy.
Nice and classic.
Mainly, it's just OG in my opinion. Very original and just I like the unpredictableness of his movement. Like, you never know when he's gonna come out of those curtains and go charge your office.
That's fair. Mine is Circus Baby because I vibe with being fat.
What?
There's a lot more reasons than that, but that is one of the reasons.
I don't even know what you said.
I said I vibe with Circus Baby because I'm fat.
What?
That is one of the reasons why. I'm just saying.
Nathaniel, Circus Baby is kind of fat.
Yeah, I know. It's.
I don't know. I think fat's a bit much.
I'm fat. I can say that. You guys can't call me a lizard person, but I can.
No. I mean, Circus Baby. I think calling Circus Baby fat's a bit much.
She's chubby. There's a difference. Trust me, I know I'm fat.
How can a robot be chubby though? It's made of metal.
Because
Because she's built bigger. Anyways, this is I could go about that on for hours. I think we should wrap it up here. We've been going almost for an hour and a half.
You two have officially broke me with this podcast. I've never been so broken in my life.
Yeah. Also,
welcome to FNaF.
Also, if any of you in the comments want to leave a suggestion for a future podcast episode, feel free. We're going to probably do it every Saturday unless something comes up. You'll be seeing this on Sunday. What time is it now? What the fuck time is it now? 10:38. I'm going to upload this tonight. Julie does the background art. Go subscribe to her. JP1C does amazing art.
Yeah.
I link these two dinguses in the descriptions all the time, so...
Okay.
You guys are my bros!
No, I'm just pulling you. Now, see, the favorite animatronic question got me because my favorite character, if you would have just said character, I would have said Evan in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I know you would have. That's why I said animatronic.
Okay, 1, rude. 2,
exactly.
I also just asked because, animatronics are the main thing of the games.
2, too, the reason why Evan's my favorite character is because of the potential he has.
That is fair, yeah.
And I have a feeling once we actually see what he becomes, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, and most likely very terrifying. I'm both looking forward to and gonna shit my pants at the fact of it.
I want this kid to have a better reputation because he isn't really acknowledged.
No. I also still want to know more about the mom, but I don't know.
Okay, yeah, the
Only
mom
time
as well.
will tell.
But also, Gregory, Vanessa, and Vanny, those three, what are their significance?
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's especially Gregory.
Yeah, like, why does Gregory look like Evan? Like, he looks like Evan.
Yeah.
Wait, was it a twin or something?
Here's the thing, all of you out there. The reason Scott is able to have such this like convoluted plot with all this mystery is because he's a master of detail.
Yeah?
And what strikes me as odd is he's a master of detail, but he willingly chooses to make Gregory look like the Evan.
Come on, Scott. You can't just do this to us, man. Scott just comments on this video. Nice. I still hope he comments on one of the videos about predicting security breach. I just would love if he commented just bruh.
I'm gonna make another one after Security Breach comes out. I'm gonna make a new video.
I even told you in our Country Clock FNaF video, you put in your like bio and your resume the guy who predicted security breach.
Well, I don't need a resume because I own the company. I'm the one hiring people.
Yeah, well, it was more of a joke.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, just Twitter bio, the guy who predicted security breach.
Scott's gotta hire you at some point for that. Scott's gotta like offer you something. Scott, just promote us. Just like give us a sponsor. Send us some free shit. I'm good with that. Give us just let us play the new games for free. Give us early access. You gave Mark early access. You gave other YouTubers early access. Just give us that. I know we're small, but come on.
Send us a cup of tea, even. I don't care.
Send us boxes that contain like lore stuff that we're not allowed to show on YouTube.
Oh my god! Please make the boxes look like the FNaF 4 box too.
Oh, dude, that would be.
That would be the coolest thing ever.
It would just be like. I can't believe I have to say this. What's in the box?
For real! Alright. Well, we should probably wrap this up.
Joke is overused, guys.
We're hitting an hour and a half. I don't have to edit much, but saving this will be a bitch and a half, so... We should probably wrap that up.
We should wrap this up before I have a fucking stroke, because...
I also gotta take a shit, I'm just saying.
Listen, man, trying to figure out this lore, I've already had a couple of them, so...
Yeah.
I can tell just by looking at your face.
Okay.
No offense.
Jeez.
No offense. I don't take offense towards stroke victims, okay? I feel sympathy for everyone.
No one thought you didn't.
Anyway, as
we wrap this up here. This has been the second official episode of the Dumbass Podcast talking about FNaF lore. Like I said, leave some comments down in the description of stuff you want us to talk about. We have a few ideas, but, like, we're gonna try to make this, like, a weekly thing. Because it's fun to do! You can just ramble. It's like Monk Rambles, but we talk about shit that's actually kind of important.
Yeah, and it actually makes sense for once. Well, while we can.
Yeah. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. Again, subscribe to everyone down in the description. They deserve it.
Or thanks for listening, for that matter, because you can't really see what's going on.
Yeah. Well, be glad you can't. There's too much chaos. Anyways, well, thank you for tuning into the Dumbass Podcast, and we will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.